Okay. Hi, Danielle Silver here. I'm in the home of Sandra Cole. She lives in Glastonbury. And how long have you lived here, Sandra?
Here in Glastonbury, a little bit over 3 years.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years. But I must say, she does a hell of a lot in the community, and I've been watching what she's been doing. And she reads cards. She has a theatre production which is called...
Yeah, our company is called His and Hers Theatre Company, and it's my husband and me running things. Most of them our own productions, but we have started expanding.
Yeah.
And doing.
Yeah, and also she does ghost walks, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is quite interesting.
Yeah.
And how are they going? Are they good?
They are going all right.
Yeah. And so that's and she's also an author. Book here. Could you tell us a little bit about your books, Sandra?
Right. So I have three books. I have 2 of them here in England. 2 of them that I have been able to self-publish. My novel, Wide Awake. This is actually my 2nd novel. It's a paranormal crime thriller that I wrote for my master's in Newcastle when I was studying there. And my short story collection, Tales from the Rooftop, which is, this was written during a whole bunch of different years, about 7 years or so. Most of that time was actually me taking place in different writing workshops all over the world, and the different things that came up from there, aside from bits and pieces that were my dreams. Ended up there. And I have also the bilingual edition of Tales from the Rooftop, because the original was actually in Spanish.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So how can we purchase these books if we want to purchase the books?
Well, you can find them here in Glastonbury at the Speaking Tree, at Labyrinth Books. I believe there are still a couple of copies of Tales from the Rooftop in Courtyard Books. Sometimes I sell them during our own productions, and sometimes I sell them for, I donate some of my profit to the Library of Avalon.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
And are they on Amazon?
They are on Amazon.
So you can get them on Amazon as well, so that's wonderful.
I am on Amazon as Sandra Tena. Further on, I will change my name to Sandra Tena Cole. Sandra Tena is my, my maiden name. I decided to keep it on account of my grandfather was also a writer and a historian. He was a novelist, short story author, and a historian. So I want to keep that as a...
So what was it like for you growing up in Sandra? Because you grew up in Mexico,
it was,
didn't you?
I never really fitted in. I perfectly understand, everyone who comes and tells me how beautiful they find Mexico, how much they enjoy spending a time there, or they go off on holiday there or whatever. I completely understand that. The culture is absolutely beautiful. The country itself is breathtaking, from from the mountains to the Sierra to the cities themselves are beautiful. But myself not so much.
But you found home here, which is lovely.
Yes, I found home in England.
Yeah. So there's lots of things you've done, and I'm going to just reel some of them off. I mean, you had a part in Doctor Who production, didn't you?
A fan production, yes. A fan production that our friend and teacher, Mani Navasati, did for a few years in London, and what he did was he based a full storyline around different myths and legends from all of the different religions and cultures that meant something to him. More specifically, the bits and pieces that sort of fit in to the kind of the part of the world that we live in. And that's actually how my husband and I myself met.
Yes. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So how did you meet? I mean, literally, were you both dressed up in character, or what?
Kind of. I came here to Glastonbury the first time to film the episode where his doctor sees to be and mine began. I'm not going to give any spoilers into the story itself and about what happens next.
Okay.
But what really happened, the very first scene that we filmed, I was not really there. It was I was there as an extra.
Yeah.
We had already known each other for a little bit. We had been talking on Facebook because we were part of the same group.
Yeah.
Manny runs a ceremonial group in London, and we both, because of our own stories, we just sort of met up there with him. And but we had never actually met because he was here and I was there, and every time I was in the group he wasn't, or every time I was filming he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Long story short, we just it was absolutely love at first sight, and we just felt so completely comfortable with each other.
Did your souls connect, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, so do you feel you were together in person?
I think that it wasn't even as soon as we saw each other. I think it was even before that.
So your energy connected.
As we started connecting with each other long distance, we knew that we just fitted in together perfectly well.
That's lovely. That's so sweet. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And you also do tarot readings, don't you?
I do tarot readings.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do them in English, but you do them in Spanish as well, don't
yes.
you?
Yeah. I'm basically, if people contact me, I will either bring them here or hire out one of the rooms that some of my friends have for hire sometimes.
Yeah.
I was based at the Brigid Healing Center for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It was such a lovely time, just a very, very powerful experience being there. But my creative life sort of shifted in a very, very powerful, beautiful way. So I do readings for people. Anyone who asks me, I'm able to sort that out.
Yeah.
I just don't have like a clear base for that.
Yeah, I understand that, because sometimes you don't like to be stuck in one place, do you? You have to sort of like go where you feel you need to be, don't you?
More than that specifically, it's because so many of my creative things and my modeling life, I'm an author, an actress, and a model, and I keep being hired for art courses around the area, and I keep having different. Sometimes we are rehearsing for 3 productions at the same time. We have main characters in 2 or 3 productions at the same time.
Wow.
And
Very
last year we were doing Macbeth, and we were at the very same time we were working with Maxine Rideau Prime in her own telling of the Bible. So we were doing those 2 things at the same time. I was playing Lady Macbeth and Mary Magdalene at the same time.
Wow.
And I was playing one of the witches, and a little girl called Jenny Sis to represent Genesis at the same time. And then shortly after that we worked with Matthew Fellows in one of his plays as well. It was just a month later. This time is kind of the same with Midsummer Night's Dream, and we were doing things for Shadow of the Tor. Stephen was playing King Arthur. While he's rehearsing for Oberon and Theseus.
So there was lots going on. So could you give me a card for today?
I was going to pull out one from the deck.
Yeah.
But this one ended up. Oh, this one ended up in the box, and I just noticed it as I was going to put it away. The card that remained in.
This is an unusual pack, isn't it?
It's a beautiful package. It's called the Pagan Cat's Tarot. I believe I have seen it in Happy Glastonbury.
Oh, right.
So if people are interested in it, it's such a beautiful deck.
Yeah.
One of my friends who comes to my tarot group, I run a tarot group at the Library of Famalan.
Yes.
She got it almost instantly, just weeks after I started taking it out, and then another friend after that just got it as well. Okay, so the 3 of Pentacles. What's coming out here is the 3 of Pentacles, or as it's sometimes referred as well, the 3 of Coins. It's a very, very strong card, I think, for what I'm talking about. It's one of the cards of mastery, of the path to mastery. It can be about the beginning of that path and how you're learning from the master to become the master, or it can be about the end of that path in how you are the master already and teaching what you need to teach.
Okay.
or it can be about the in-between, about everyone working together to create something.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And I love that I said I'm an actress, a model, and an author, and I feel like all three of them are represented there in the three things that I do I manifest my art in that.
Yeah, so that's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely pack as well.
Yeah.
I like
Is
that.
that
Yeah, that's really nice.
I'll
So
let you
go
carry on with it if you
for the
want.
model. You do live modelling, don't you?
I do live modeling, and I also do a bit of character type modeling and or anything that has to do with myths or fantasy type of things. I have only been doing that for some of my indie friends. I don't know if they have been wanting to to publish their work. Some of the pictures that you have behind you have to do a little bit with that as well.
Oh, right. Can you see?
It was one of my friends from Newcastle, Manu B. He was looking for people to get into his
It's like a really good
into his
photo.
project, and some of them are from that lot.
And
Yeah, so
while we're talking about that, we can get on to them. We've got some lovely pictures of you and your husband there.
yeah.
So, is there anything you, in the near future, are going to be doing? I mean, you do so much. I mean, you do the, you teach tarot, don't you? And you do your life modelling. You do your creative stuff with your production. You do and you do lots of things. And also, do you do singing as well?
I do singing.
You do singing as well, don't you?
Not in a professional way, but I want to take it to a professional level.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my experience in the different pubs that I sing in, the Hawthorns, the Mullions, all of the different community celebrations. Every play we do, we try to put a song in, and I'm trying to take that into.
So what comes to me now as I'm sitting here talking to Sandra is abundance.
Yes.
You have an abundance of skills and abundance of a colour, and you're just so inspiring. I mean, there's just so much going on, and I just feel that you just really enjoy everything you do. I think you take it to a number 11. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that's really lovely and everything. So, as Glastonbury, as a town, is there anything here that you would like to concentrate on, or you feel that you see, you manifest for the future?
I think that's one of the reasons why the Credulat picture kept coming up in my head. This ties in with a couple of different things. If you want to, I mean, you can find this in my Facebook page as well.
Of course, you were the May Queen, weren't you?
I
2017, wasn't it?
I was the May Queen alongside with my husband.
Yeah.
And this year
you
I was
procession, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. It was such a
wonderful, wasn't it?
beautiful thing, such a beautiful thing back then, because what we sometimes do as within the community celebrations is that the May Queen and King get to represent one of the stories of the land.
Yeah.
We chose to go in as Robin Hood and Maid Marian.
Oh, lovely.
Because they represent unity, they represent equality, they represent fighting for the right things, fighting for the land and for everyone to be treated justly and fairly. And it was such a like, I don't know how to say it, like fuel towards towards all of this abundance that you're talking about. All of that unity of creativity and just things happening.
I think Glastonbury, I mean, it has got an abundance of community. I think it's such an amazing place. I think, other places you go to, and I mean, the energies can be a bit intense sometimes, and you have to get out of Glastonbury, you have to go out into the country or whatever. But it's quite an amazing place. I don't know anywhere else quite the same, not really. I mean, it really is, and I think that's what draws people here.
Oh,
and I just think that you do a lot with the community. I mean, you really chuck yourself into it. Now, going on about the community, we've got this here as well, haven't we? Coming up. This is
Midsummer Night's Dream, June 23rd at 7 p.m. Saturday, June 23rd.
And this is once again you and your husband.
Me and my husband are. He's directing. I am producing. And we've got a fabulous cast, just such an amazing talent, just these wonderful teenagers that we have worked with previously with Maxine Reed Prime, and people who work with me at the Library of Avalon. I am one of the librarians, and I'm volunteer coordinator and the treasurer at the Library of Avalon. People who we have met through all of the different channels and friendship groups,
So it's all
and
just
of
come
course
together
people
for you,
from Shadow
hasn't
of
it?
the Door.
So
People who are in
your tarot classes, are they still on? Are you taking more students or?
I am taking a break for now, just until beginning of July.
Okay.
Because we've got Midsummer Night's Dream, and it's just been a bit too heavy with different aspects of it. We're starting again in July. As it stands, it will be every Monday starting from July 9th. The first Monday of July, the second Monday of July, and take that fourth. I can't quite think of the day right now. The second Monday of July, and take that onwards for every Monday. 4:30 to 6:30. But if anything changes, I will let people know instantly, and of course we'll just...
So what's your regime in the morning? I want to know what inspires Sandra to get up and do all these wonderful things that you do. I mean, what do you do that gives you that drive? Because you've got a lot of drive.
There is no specific regime.
Is it love?
Yes.
It's love. It's because you've got the balance.
It's definitely
the
love.
balance.
Well, what we do normally do is we have a reading.
Yeah.
We have, depending on how much time we have, or sometimes depending on the question, we have a shorter or longer reading. Yeah. But we do have that going on together as sort of.
Okay. Shall we get him in?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
She's just going to get her husband now, so we can meet him as well, who helps inspire Sandra to do what she does every day, which is all these wonderful things. I mean, she's got a lovely home, and she does and it's so full of colour and so inspiring, and so sort of, you can see the movement and feel how they just do one thing after. It's lovely.
If you want to see that bookshelf, those two shelves are a collection that my husband has been putting together from all over, all of our magical powers.
I'm just going to wrap it up in a minute, but we're just going to say hello to Stephen, and then shall we show the picture of you two?
And this one as well, if you want.
This is one of the happy days when they got together.
This one is actually our wedding cake, and
I just think it's lovely because
the tart is there on the wedding cake. We had a Pagan tardies cake.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? Yeah, that's really amazing. Okay, did you want to come in?
Yes, where am I?
We were talking. Lovely wife there. So did you two... Hi, Stephen. Did you two have a traditional wedding then?
No.
Depends what you mean by traditional.
Because you're both...
No, the answer is no.
No, not for Mexican culture. No, the traditional wedding would have been the Catholic wedding.
Oh right,
so,
okay.
We had a judge, like equivalent of registrar, come out and do the ceremony. We had a family together in a big hotel.
Oh, lovely.
Hotel function room.
Yeah.
A lovely meal and an outdoor.
And outdoor space,
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And you've got you help do all this, don't you? Because it's you that you're saying, let's sit there and...
We kind of work together on stuff,
And also I see you two in the Hawthorns, and you're always dancing, and you look so in love. It's so lovely.
Yeah, that's the one time that we don't actually, go to an evening out to perform anything, or to play anything, or to produce anything, or just to relax and just to get.
It's so lovely.
It's where we get our exercise from. It's where we get our relaxation together time from.
And I think it gives us all hope that love can conquer everything. You've got all this lovely stuff going on. And
we've had a lot of things standing in the way, but none of that really matters, does it? And compared
as
to...
long as you've got each other.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for speaking to me today. And don't forget to subscribe, Danielle Silver Medium. Bye. Say bye. 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 Bye.